Welcome traders to the weekly Forex video. Now taking a look at the market, the currency market after the Italian referendum. First of all though, be aware that this video is shown to a global audience, but it may not be suitable for everyone. Please visit admiralmarketsglobal.com, select your country of residence, and contact an appropriate entity for more details. Also, please be aware that trading foreign exchange and global financial markets is considered higher risk. Please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor for more information on that. This webinar is for informational and educational purposes only. By continuing watching this video, you agree with this disclaimer and you are aware of the risk involved when trading. Alright, let's take a look at the initial reaction of the euro at the no vote in the Italian referendum that was basically asking the Italian citizens, do you agree with the constitutional changes? And they said no. 60% voted no. Clear outcome there. And Prime Minister Renzi has already indicated that he is offering his resignation. So with that, you can see the price falling, tumbling some 200 pips and down to 105, but now making a strong recovery already back to 106. And I showed in my wave analysis that I had some expectations that there could be a bit of a expansion of this correction to the upside. For me, the key level, let's take a look at the higher time frames and you'll see why. Basically, yes, euro dollar was in a massive downtrend, but this consolidation has lasted very long, 2 years now, and price was right at this bottom, 105, 104.50, key bottoms here, and price was right at it. So although last month was a very bearish candle, and I think that's a very important candle, it is right at the bouncing spot, potential bouncing spot. It's a break or bounce spot. It's a support zone. So from that point of view, that's why I had wave analysis earlier today, this week, showing a bounce potential. Now, how far could it bounce? We'll have to see. There are multiple potentials here. Pivot point, R1. I don't think it will be breaking above this high, though. So I would expect somewhere in this candle, price to retrace and turn. It doesn't even have to go that high, but those are two examples. Let's take a look. Oh, one other thing, by the way, before I move on, is that once basically price breaks through these bottoms, then I would expect the continuation of the downtrend to test S1 at 103, then that's 102.50, then parity basically is at exactly S2. Looking at the weekly chart, you can see that doji, bullish candle, and now getting a bit of a reaction at the S2. And on the daily chart, you see a bit of a turnaround here. So yeah, there was that initial fall, but price is making a retracement here. And what I think could happen, unless price basically breaks below 105, 104.50 and 105, is that there is a bigger correction to the upside here. Now, how far remains to be seen. At this moment, resistance could easily come in at S1 and pivot point. But if it breaks above that, it could even go to the R2, for instance, at the moving average at 107.50, and there could be some kind of correction like this, for instance, as the bullish correction expands after this downtrend. Now, eventually, I do expect, like last week, price to stop at one point and then turn around for a downtrend continuation. Now, when that could happen, I think that I will know more information by Tuesday and Wednesday. Looking at today's price action, this week's price action, I'm going to be monitoring how far this upside retracement could occur before the downtrend continues. You can find out more. We're going to take a look at price action on Tuesday, live trading webinar, and strategy, looking at candlestick patterns on Wednesday. So we'll be diving into basically the question about how far this retracement, this bullish retracement could last, and when the bearish trend could continue in more detail on Tuesday and Wednesday. Otherwise, we have basically the Italian referendum is special on today, Monday, but we also have basically a special on Thursday looking at invalidation and confirmation levels, and Nenet takes a look at Heikinashi and Ichimoku Part 2 on Wednesday evening. So those are some of the upcoming webinars regarding the Italian referendum as well, today being the first one. But otherwise, this euro dollar showing some turnaround. I would like to see basically some patterns, just to add some chart patterns to indicate, and the break of the chart patterns to indicate if we get a retest of higher resistance or a retest of support. So I'm sitting on the sidelines looking at how price is going to react first of all. Dollar yen is basically bouncing off the pivot point at this moment. Strong impulse to the upside, making some correction here. And if I zoom in, you can see it's looking like a bull flag right at support. I think that this could be a correction ending actually, and if it breaks above that resistance, there could be a breakout and price could actually test the minus 272 target. Be aware of 115. If it breaks above 115, there could be a follow through to 116.30, which is the minus 272 target. On an hourly chart, that would look like this. You see the bull flag. Price is really challenging at this moment with that flag, and if it breaks above the resistance, maybe a bit of a hook back and continue, I think that could be a classical bullish break. So I'm interested in the dollar yen upside primarily or only at this moment. Pretty logical if you consider the strong trend that's going on, and I think if it breaks this bull flag, that the trend will only continue. Pound USD is bullish in my opinion too, looking at the fact that price broke above the top in here. Let me show you a bit better. Let me pull down this mini terminal, which is part of the MetaTrader 4 Supreme Edition. Has 100 extra features that make the MT4 trading platform better, especially designed by Admiral Markets. So check it out. When you open a demo, you can download it for free and try it out for a month with no obligation there. And if you want to continue using it, very simply just open an account with Admiral Markets. So, break above that top, basically also price neatly adhering to these fibs. So from that point of view, the target, well, minus 272 target, 128.30 at the R2. So I think that is the play for this week. A swing continuation here, uptrend continuation up to that target. Now, regarding the 1 hour chart, you see a bit of hesitation here. I would like actually for price to make a bit more consolidation and then break. That would be my preference. Or if it were to retest the S1, make a double bottom, for instance, that would be the best, I think, for looking for long. Because if price shoots through immediately, okay, then I might skip it. I am a bit cautious on this Monday, but if I see a good candle like this and a bull flag, for instance, on the lower time frame, I might look for a small continuation there. But the space does become a bit small at that point. So I would like to see a bull flag or a retest of support to trade it upside. So I'm bullish on the pound USD and the dollar yen. But let's move on now to the last currency pair here, the AUD USD. Basically seeing a strong monthly bearish candle breaking through this triangle, and that looks like this triangle is going to break bearish. We had already strong impulse before that, so this AUD USD might continue with that. There might be some retracement up to pivot point R1 of that candle though, so let's take a look at that. You see two bullish candles already, and on the daily chart you kind of see the break and hook back, and I think that this hook back could go like this as a zigzag. So from my perspective, there's a good chance that price could get up to the R1 or R2 or even R3, and those could be resistance spots for a turn as the monthly candle gets retraced. So zooming into the 4 hour chart, all right, this zigzag could occur if price breaks above resistance like this. In that case, price could head up to the minus 272 target and R3 of the intraday daily pivot points, basically at 75.46 here. That could be a breakout to the upside. But if price were to break through the support like this, then that zigzag might not happen, and there could be a test of the bottom and perhaps further. So those are key levels here on the Aussie. A bit of an indecision here. Let's see what the direction the breakout occurs. I think there's a slightly higher chance of a zigzag to the upside. So let's see if that happens. We'll keep an eye on that, of course, in the webinars, upcoming webinars this week as well. So that wraps up basically my view. Bullish dollar yen, pound dollar on the sidelines, waiting for some confirmation on the Aussie and euro dollar, basically waiting for some chart patterns here on the euro dollar. But ultimately, euro dollar, very interesting development, price action, very interesting bounce or break spot. I just need price to break either through support clearly, or I do expect maybe some bigger correction on this pair. But still early to say. More info on that on Tuesday and Wednesday, and tonight, of course, as well, as Netta takes a look at the recap of the upcoming, or not the recap, but the setups after the Italian referendum. For more information, check out the website admiralmarkets.com for analytics and articles and all good information there, or you can check out these basically spaces where you can contact Admiral Markets. Wish you all great trading and talk to you soon. Cheers.